gonna figure that part of the game out, and we're gonna get ourselves together, man. But y'all, welcome to another edition of the Elite Mancast. Every Wednesday at 8:30, man. Y'all tune in and tell a friend. Y'all go to YouTube, man. If you're on Facebook, go to YouTube to the Elite Mancast. Mancast is one word. Y'all go there, subscribe. Tell your cousin them to subscribe, because we need all of that. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, we have an amazing topic, a topic a lot of people don't do anymore. We had to do this in school. We had this curriculum in school, man. But you know, like everything else, they take this type of stuff out of the classrooms so that they can dumb us down, so we don't have to think as much as we should think. But critical thinking is very necessary in this day and age, because a lot of people want microwave, a lot of people want what they want, but they don't understand that you have to look at both sides of the spectrum in order to give an correct analysis or a correct answer to whatever it is that we're speaking of. So, man, tonight we're going to dive on in it and get the business going. But we got Mr. Michael and we got logic. Yeah, not emotion. We got logic.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Logic, what you got for us tonight, brother?
Critical thinking. Great topic as always. I think critical thinking is definitely important in everyday life, and especially on your job. Of course, in my field, because dealing with food, hygiene, bacteria, you can make or break somebody, or you could kill them unalive on my bad Facebook. But yeah, when it comes to different things, you know, we have several steps. I have 7 of them we're gonna go through. Not now, but yeah, it's a definite. Like I mentioned, they really don't teach it in school anymore. Everything's been taken out. So I mean, you can go to class. I've never seen so many kids that take open book tests.
Right.
Like there's nothing critical about that unless you just forgot your book at home. But to me, it's just like a form of cheating. That's all it is. We didn't have open book tests when I was in school.
But the thing about it is, the book is open and they still fail the test.
Yeah,
right.
That's the problem.
That's sad.
Yeah. What you got, Mike?
Well, you know, Thomas Edison once said, if 5% of the people think, 10% of the people think they think, and the other 85% would rather die than think. And I always thought this was from Bob Proctor, because I heard it in one of his seminars.
Yeah.
But you know, Henry Ford also said, thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason why so few engage in it.
Yeah.
And see, basically what they're doing is they're challenging people to start using their mind, to start think outside of the box, because it is something that most people don't want to do, because it's hard on you sometimes. Most people just not reflect, they remember, or they work off of emotions. They go through things that they're used to. It's like they're walking through life on autopilot. So they're really not thinking, they're just remembering or doing something that they saw somebody else do, but they're not really thinking their way through. Just like we were just saying. It's a hard thing, but critical thinking is actually the most critical thing in life. Because just imagine those supposed cavemen, which weren't us, if they hadn't thought their way through some of these things, we wouldn't be where we are now. So you got to start using your mind, using your head for more than just a hat rack, like my mom used to say.
Mike, did you say the cavemen?
He said the cavemen.
Yeah, that weren't us. That weren't us, remember?
We is not finna give them people no credit, brother. They don't have nothing to do with this show, y'all.
I'm sorry. I got to go back and rephrase that. You're absolutely right. I said it wasn't us, because we weren't in caves. But you know, there were people out there.
And they didn't do no critical thinking, Mike. They did not think about nothing.
They somehow crossed the sea and got the information from us. But yeah, we did the critical thinking from the beginning.
That right there, man.
Say
We are the scientists. We are the mathematicians. We are the
the
hieroglyphic
astronomers.
writers, man. We are the hieroglyphicers, however you want.
Yep,
We are the
exactly.
one, man. One of one. There's nobody before us, and there's nobody gonna be after
Nobody after.
that part, man. But yeah,
Everything
man,
else
I
is just
love
a carbon copy.
that part. Yeah, I love it though, man. Here's some simple breakdown of critical thinking. Observation. That means you're noticing what's going on or being said. Analyst. That's breaking down the information into parts. That right there, I want
Hmm.
to stop right there on that. When you become an analyst, man, you got to break down. And it's like a lot of us don't realize that we have to be these things in the relationship. We have to be these things in the partnership. We have to be these things on the job. I don't care if you have the same routine every day at your job, you still should do critical thinking, man. You have to break down the information into parts so that you can become better. You can become the most valuable player in your position or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? I love that, man. And evaluation, judge the credibility and what they say, the irrelevance of evidence or claims. So yeah, man.
Hmm.
Now I don't know if y'all heard this word before. I love it. Inference.
Hmm.
Yeah, you heard inference.
Yeah.
Yeah, inference. This is my go-to from anything. When anybody try to debate, I'm gonna be like, hey man, I want you to check this inference out. That means you got to draw the conclusion based on the facts, not the
Yeah.
Right.
motherfucking emotion.
Right. And most
I had
people
to throw
don't.
a little cussing up in there because I want you to hit me on that, man. We're not
Mm.
doing no opinionated conversations. We talking about the facts, man. That's why I
Yeah.
love what we talk about every week because we speak on the facts. These are things that are in the books from millions of years ago. This is nothing we're making up on this show as we go along. We have
Right.
to realize, man, you have to come up with facts. Show, like they say now, show me the receipts. If you're not showing the
Hmm.
receipts, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, those are some simple breakdowns. Explanation and reflection. But we know what those are. But yeah, this inference, man. I looked this word up. I love it, and it was just amazing because a lot of people don't do it anymore. They want to go on
Right.
they say it on social media, and it's like, come on,
Hmm.
let's not do that. But yeah, fellas, y'all go ahead, man. Let me hear what y'all got on this topic, man. It's good.
No, I was just gonna
Go
mention
ahead,
that.
Elijah.
Huh?
So go ahead.
No, I was just gonna mention. I like that idea because even like when I'm giving, other chefs new recipes and they figure that they can do a better job, it's like, okay, cool, whatever. But it's my company, so follow the recipes. Feel free to poke holes in it, like see if there's
Right.
something wrong with it, but just follow the
Hmm.
recipe. Because it's one thing to sit there and say, "Oh, I stand on this," or this says that, or just pretty much kind of like the Bible. People always want to go by what people tell them that the Bible says instead of like reading for themselves.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
It goes back to life. Like just like find out for yourself why I wrote it this way. Find out for
I
Hmm.
yourself
love it.
why it's 5.3 milligrams of salt versus cocaine or whatever. Like find out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I could
Right.
dress up a lie and make it sound good,
Go investigate.
but
Yep.
like go investigate.
Right. Yeah, man. I love
But
that, man.
play games that require critical thinking. Ask more questions, even basic ones. Question
Yeah,
your own
Hmm.
assumptions. Develop a
man.
technique and skills that you can identify the problem with easily, and find creative ways to
Hmm.
solve more problems at work or at home. Become more aware of your mental processes.
Critical thinking.
Yeah,
Wow. You're going deep
Man.
with it. Hmm.
yeah. Borrow
Yeah.
some of your gray hairs so I
Yeah.
can get that deep.
Hey, I'll give you a couple more. Yeah, man. Thinking, you know, true thinking requires courage. And it means questioning your own conditioning. So that means breaking down your own habits or breaking your own patterns standing alone in a world that thrives on conformity. Because
Mhm.
a lot of times I hear people say all the time, well, they say this, they said that, or well, what happened here? Well, they said, and I'm still trying to figure out who they are because I haven't met them yet. But
Right.
so many people would rather just, if somebody says it on the news or if it's posted on Facebook or
Oh
anywhere in
man.
social media, people take it as like it's written in stone.
Right.
And it's not. Because half the
Mhm.
time people will just come up with some saying makes no sense. And I used to say, if somebody took a milk carton and put it on a corner and started talking about something at the top of his lungs, you're going to get a bunch of people that's going to stand around and start agreeing with it, no
Yeah.
matter how much or how little sense it makes. So
Mhm.
you got to start questioning things, and mostly you got to question the things that you've already been taught. Because
Right.
a lot of things, like our parents, grandparents, they taught us things from their perspective or their knowledge base, because their knowledge came from one place. But we got Google, we got YouTube University. We can find out anything we want to know. But
And that's the
sometimes you have
thing.
to think past just taking somebody's word for it. Just go do a little
The
bit.
research. As my partner used to always tell me, research the research. The researcher, rather. Research the researcher.
Mm-hmm.
Because just like Mike said, we have people who always wants to say they said on social media, they said on
Mhm.
the news, they said on this. It's like, no, you didn't even read, you didn't even listen to the whole dialogue because you're giving me part of what they said on the news because I watched the same thing you watched. And it wasn't
Mhm.
nothing like that. And then you hear somebody, well, no, I'm just saying what I seen or what I heard. Yeah, your perception and your perspective, your sight of it.
Yep.
It's like you can't tell me what happened at the accident scene when you wasn't even right in front of the. You might have looked at it from around another car, and you missed
Mhm.
that detailed part of what was going on right there. You know what I'm saying? On the accident scene, you should have been standing right front and center. That way, you would have seen the whole thing. But as you driving
Right.
by, you're making an assumption. Hey, well, this car hit that car. Well, how do you know
Mhm.
that car didn't swerve into that car? But I'm just looking at how the car is bent. And it's like, we got to stop doing that.
Right.
Break down the information. Get the person's, if you're going to say something about anything, get both sides of the story. And then the truth will come out.
Yeah.
Because everybody has their perspective. Everybody has their, oh, this is my ideology. I've seen it this way. And whole
Yeah.
time, most of the time anyway, we all talk about the same result, but we all say it differently.
Right.
It's like when you arguing with your lady friend or you arguing with your children, you're like, hey man, we talking about the same thing. So let's slow down. Let's stop
Mhm.
right here. Let me show you how this is broken down. Because what you're saying is
Mhm.
exactly the same thing I'm saying. But you're not trying to listen. You're trying to defend and you're trying to speak on a defensive level. And it's like, no, I don't need you to be defensive. I need you to be analytical. I need you to think like a critical thinker,
Mhm.
man. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
don't need you to be all over there on left field trying to be right.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a saying that says that thinking, meaning real, conscious, disciplined thinking, is your first line of defense against manipulation, distraction, and what is that? Mediocrity. Because if
Mm,
you don't think for yourself, you can be manipulated. I mean, there are
yeah,
people now, they're following along what a politician says just because he said it.
that's
It
right.
doesn't matter that they're not looking what's going on behind the scenes. They're not
Right.
even looking at the laws that these people say, oh, we're going to change this, we're going to change that. But what does the
Mm,
law actually say? What is it you're actually trying to change? And is it going to benefit us or is not going to benefit us?
right.
I did a
Yeah, man.
survey a couple of days ago. I got a survey and they were asking a question. It's like, well, do you know about this particular topic? I say, somewhat. Then it's like, well, from your knowledge base, would you say this is better or that's better? It's like, but how can you make the decision when you don't know all the specifics. Because the part that I know about it, I mean, in my opinion, that's good. But I don't know the whole subject. Just
Yeah.
like we're talking about a topic, and I just skim over something, write a couple of like basic notes, and then we start talking about it, and then all of a sudden you come in with one thing, Keith, you come in with something else, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't read all of that, but that's my fault because I didn't go deep enough into it. So how can I make it an intelligent decision on anything by just skimming over the information and not actually critically thinking about what's going on?
That part. Nah, man, it's
Yeah.
real, man. Reflection. Think about your own bias, how they affect your thinking. We don't
Yes.
think about what affects our thinking anymore.
Mm-mm.
We just go along to get along. Oh, you gonna say that? Man, nobody ain't telling the truth no more.
You're right.
Mhm.
They
When the
really
truth be told, then people look at you like, oh, you sure be handling people rough.
Mhm.
Oh man.
It's
Stick
like
to the
you.
basics.
that's why
Stick
I don't babysit emotions. When I was in that world and I had to because I was working for other people, so I couldn't
Yeah.
really
Mhm.
talk to them like I wanted to. But now it's like welcome to my world. Like you don't like it, get on. But like
Yep.
nah, because people like you mentioned earlier, y'all could be having the same argument, and because they're not listening to hear, they're listening to respond. It's like you can literally be having the same conversation, having the same points, same avenues,
Mhm.
like because they want to hear their voice. And it's just like a woman. Like a woman, honestly, she just wants to hear her opinion in a deeper voice.
Mhm.
That's it.
Hmm. That's
I like
perfectly
that.
said.
That's so true,
Perfectly
man.
said in a deeper voice.
In a
Yeah.
deeper voice.
But I
Just
mean,
Yep.
agree with me, nod your head. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, and I don't understand that. Nobody's critically thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? About
Mhm.
what the woman wants in a man. But a man doesn't even consider any of those type of qualities. All we want you to do is be respectful,
yeah.
Yeah.
be able to be taught, and be able to just, I don't care about submission. I just want you to respect this what we have going on, and respect the fact that I am the one who's providing around these parts, and understand that
Mhm.
it might not be to your 100% every day, but it's going to be, if I give you 65% that day, you still have to respect that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nobody going to be 100% every day. I
Yeah.
don't care who you
Right.
are, what kind of drug you take. You'll never give
It's
somebody
impossible.
100% every single day. Because if
And
you
that's
don't have a bad day, that means you are around a whole bunch of yes people. Everybody's just
Yeah.
saying yes to you. Nobody's giving you a challenge. Nobody's challenging what your thought process is, and how did you come up with this thought process? What made you think like that?
Mhm.
That's
yeah.
how we get smarter.
Yeah.
Challenge somebody else's thoughts.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I
And you
I I,
know,
I don't even like yes men. Like because I'm not
those are
looking for a bunch
brown
of
noses.
followers. It's like
You
okay,
say,
cool,
you
but
say LeBron? You say
huh?
LeBron, Bron? I thought you said LeBron.
No, I said brown noses. We used to
Oh,
call it brown nosing. Yeah.
and it's like you could be sitting up there telling them a lie, and yeah, man, yeah, like I can sit up there and tell you about an argument that I had with a female, and I was in the wrong.
Right.
And it's like, yeah,
Mhm.
man, you right. I'm like, no, I was wrong.
Right.
Like, you're not even listening no more.
Right. Yep.
Because
Just
because money is the ruler of their world.
Yeah,
yeah.
The status of somebody else's ability to create their own world. Oh man, they just so fascinated how you created something, so they just gonna go along because of your statue. They could go. Oh man, my
Right.
man drive a brand new Tesla, man. Look at this, man. He got the Versace shirt on. Oh, look at his watch. Oh, they looking at so much monetary material things that to whereas their judgment is gone out of the window because they don't even see nothing but the materials in a person,
Right.
on a person. And it's like you lose all of your thought process because somebody has on Gucci. Are you serious?
Don't make
You
any
gotta be
sense.
kidding me, man. Because
Yeah,
they now, you know, we've gotten so often to equating success with these brands, with these labels. And it's like, no, man, that's not successful, man. That person can have on everything can be knockoff and they can be dumb as a box of rocks.
yeah.
But you
That's
haven't
the worst
heard
part.
nothing that they really said. All you seen was what they had.
Right.
So I don't wear my Gucci chef coat no more. I mean, I'm about to put this white thing on. Like, all right, cool.
So you got to go taste my food. Don't be telling me it's good just by looking at my clothes.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's too funny.
Yeah, man. There used to be a time like going out dating, and you see a woman that she could be fine as body like a Coke bottle, but then you start talking to her, and you're like, "Yo, man, let me get up and go somewhere else." Or
Yeah.
it just ain't up there. It's like you
Nah,
got to
man.
think. I mean, it's kind of hard to believe that people can go through life and not know nothing or not have an opinion on basic stuff.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's crazy to me, but it's really like that.
No,
I was talking about people.
we don't want them to have an opinion. We want them to have some facts.
Well, sometimes you got to at least have an opinion in order to go search for the facts. Because if you don't have anything, you ain't going to look for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, if I tell you the sky, it's like there was this thing about a fool. There was an analogy about the tiger and who was it? I think it was a tiger and a donkey were arguing, and the donkey was saying that the sky is green. The tiger was saying no, the sky is blue, and they kept going back and forth until they finally went to the king to solve the problem. So the donkey tells the king that the sky is green, and the king says yes, it is green. So the tiger looks at the king and is like, well, why would you say that? You know that the sky is blue. He said, you're absolutely right. I do know that the sky is blue. But you're a big enough fool to argue with him and bring this foolishness to me when all you
Yeah.
had to do was agree with him? It's like,
Send him on his
why
way,
argue
huh?
the point? Yeah, just
Argument,
say, okay, it's
as they
green,
say,
argument over.
if you're arguing with an asshole, that makes two of them.
Right. Or if you're arguing with the fool, that just means there are two.
It's two
Yeah,
fools, right? Yeah, something
yeah.
like that. I knew it was
Or
something
why
like
would you argue if you know the truth?
that. Right.
But
Yeah.
if you're intelligent enough to go research it, or at least just look up and say, okay, well, sky's definitely not green, but why argue the fact? Because they don't want to hear, they don't care whether or not he is right or not. They just want you to agree.
That's it, brother. And that's what a lot of people want you to do nowadays, especially in relationships.
Yeah, just
People just
agree.
want you to agree with them because you're their spouse or you're their mate, you whatever they are, you know. And it's like even in friendships now, you know, people
Hmm.
look at friendships differently. You know what I'm saying? Some people say loyalty
Yeah,
is way more important than love. Others think love is way more important than loyalty. It's like with a
mm,
man, he just wants to be respected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can be loyal today and then tomorrow, shit, your loyalty is out the window. If you got,
right,
if you got pressed about your loyalty to somebody else who you're more loyal to.
right,
But if you respect this person, you're gonna love that what you respect about them. You love the fact that they do this or they do that. That's the reason that the respect came in.
right,
And you can't take respect away. It's like, bro, you gotta respect me. You ain't gotta like me, but you gotta respect me because I'm
right,
taking care of this right here. I'm taking care of the business that's on my hands. You know what I'm saying? It might not be to the degree of what you might be taking care of business on. You might got 15 apartment buildings. I got 2. Doesn't make yours more important than mine. It just shows you that we're both on the same path of being responsible. Bottom line, you know, and that's what it is, man. We got to learn more and more. But it's like if someone says drinking this tea will cure all illnesses, but a critical thinker, they're going to be like, what evidence supports that?
Right.
But if it depends on who says it, for some people, for most people, you know what I'm saying? Most people be like,
skin tone.
Yeah, it will cure all illnesses. I've seen him. Yeah, what evidence?
How is that possible?
You know, so then it's like, who is making this claim and why? Because if it's coming from an unreliable source, we're like, yeah, nah, bruh. You don't even drink the tea. So how do you know? You know what I'm saying? And then we know it's like, could there be an explanation to back this up? Any scientific studies to back this up? What is there to back this up? That's what we really try to get to the bottom of. But a lot of us, bro, what I've realized that we really don't want to be in too deep of a conversation with people anymore, because it does turn into an argument or a debate or heated, you know what I'm saying? Heated words come out. That's why people I really evaluated, and that's why a lot of people, they don't want to have deeper conversations.
Yeah.
I think that's why we lost the coach, because we were starting to have too many deep conversations about his God, and he was thinking that it's about him. You know, a lot of people, they feel like you're attacking them when you speak about subjects that they claim to be a part of. It's like, bro, I go to church every Sunday. Well, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. It's like, bro, whatever. It's like Mike said, don't argue with the guy who's saying the sky is green and blue. You don't have to go back and forth with us. You can just sit there until we done with the debate, you know. Yeah. Or you can tell us, say, man, we really don't, you know, I'm not off into that part of the conversation. Let's talk about something else. And we can move on. It's always ways to go around feel like you're being attacked. You know what I'm saying? That's where the critical thinking comes in at. And a lot of people don't have critical thinking skills, and they don't even try to look up what it takes to be a critical thinker.
Exactly. And you know, now that you said that, I asked the question, what is critical thinking? And the answer was the disciplined process of actively analyzing, evaluating, and questioning information rather than accepting it at its face value.
Come on, man. Rather than.
And most people just take it, okay, you said it, okay. And you know how, have you ever heard somebody from the church be like, Jesus said it, I believe it, that settles it? But what you're hearing is not coming from Jesus.
So who heard Jesus say it?
Yeah. You reading it from a book that was written by men, that was translated from different languages. And in any language, if you translate something from the original, it's not going to be the same. The information is not the same. It's impossible, because from English to German, there are words that are not translated from English to German. Just don't exist. So how can you make it make sense? So you say, okay, well, this is what I think it means, or this is the closest explanation I can give. Or from Chinese, they got 2 or 3 words that mean different things. Or we got words that sound the same, but mean completely different things.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, man, it's something else. Outside, we outside with it, but
yeah.
But I really feel like it's what I used to say back in the gap, man. We need to get back to that childlike mindset of are we there yet? Okay, why?
Yeah.
Why is this like this? Why is it like that? A 2-year-old gonna question you about everything. Well, mama, why we gotta go over here? Well, mama, why is that gotta be like that? Mama, why is that? And that's not even, the baby haven't even been taught how to critical think. But that is a natural thing we should be doing. But
Absolutely.
as we grow in age, as these numbers go higher, a lot of us, we accept the mundane because we don't want to execute greatness in ourselves.
Right.
But we want the big house, we want the fancy car, we want all the nice things, but you're not willing to do the execution of study. You're not willing to do the execution of meeting new people.
Mm-hmm.
You can't keep the same circle and expect to be advanced and grow. You can't keep the same people around you for 15 years and none of y'all are trying to go to school. None of y'all are trying to get a higher education. None of y'all are, come on, man. That's not going to even go, no. Y'all going to be a circle of, y'all going to be in a cage, not even a circle anymore. Because nobody's going outside of the circle. So now it's a cage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like people be singing these songs. Drake, no new friends. Drake, why not? You meet a new bitch on the road every night.
Yeah.
So you don't no new friends, Drake? Yeah.
Yeah. And when you talk to your old friend,
that's why Kendra told you they not like us because we like to critical think. We like to advance in our minds.
And a lot of times people don't want to ask questions because they don't want to ruffle feathers. Or like if you're in a classroom of people and you're learning something, you're all learning the same subject, but nobody wants to sound like they don't want to sound dumb. So rather than ask a question, they'll sit there and not know what the answers are. But all you got to do is say, well, what does that mean? Or how do you mean that?
So that's what we can do right now. We can break down. I got a breakdown of 7 practical ways to strengthen the critical thinking mind.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to ask questions constantly.
Mm-hmm.
That right there consists of don't accept the information at face value. Ask the why. How do you know?
The how.
And what's the evidence? And what's another way to see this? These are some main questions that a lot of us don't do anymore. It's like, why? You know, how do you know that? You know, find out the source. Okay, I learned this from this book and I looked at this program and this, you know, and all of it aligns in the same form. You got to have more than one source to where you get the information from. Because if you only got one source, we don't know what does that stem from? What is the root of that? You got to have a root. And the root has plenty of fucking stems on it. Every root, I've never seen one root just stand there. The root has hairs that grow on here, there. You know what I'm saying? So once you find out that, and then you have to say, what is another way? So that means you have to have more than one way to find that source. You know what I'm saying? So that's number 1. Number 2, seek the evidence, not the opinions. Seek the evidence, not the opinions. So before leaving something, look for reliable proof. Instead of saying everyone says this diet works, look for the scientific studies or expert opinions that it does. Expert opinions, not the opinions of somebody who just walking down the street willy-nilly, talking about they heard about it and they know too, you know, but you have to have an expert. And then that, you know, that's number 2. So seek that. Okay, number 3, analyze before reacting. That's what we talked about earlier. These are ways to strengthen your critical thinking mind.
Right.
Analyze before reacting. Do not speak out on a defensive level. Always defending what you think is yours to defend. And it's like you don't need to defend everything. Defend your integrity. Defend your moral system. Defend that, your character. But don't defend what we talking about on a normal dialogue or a normal debate of something that's really nothing for you to get offensive about, you know?
Right.
You know,
You
so
know what?
analyze. Go ahead, Mike.
You know, to that point, you ever notice how people argue the point of who's the greatest of all time in whatever sport? And I thought about that. I'm like, how can anybody in modern day be the greatest of all time at anything? Because we haven't reached all time. It's like when it comes to boxing, uh, who was it? Dempsey might
Yeah.
have been the greatest of his era. Ali was the greatest of his era. Tyson, the greatest of his era. But none of them could be considered the greatest of all time because in each era, the rules were different.
Well, I'm
It's like
glad
you
you.
got the guy that fought 15 to 20 rounds until the other one couldn't stand. Then it
Yeah.
went, we fight 12 rounds. Now you fight 10 rounds. They
I
changed the
heard.
time.
I don't mean to cut your wisdom, but I heard Kareem
Mm-hmm.
say something very profound today. Kareem
What's it?
says you can only be mentioned in the greatest of all times if you kept your integrity with one specific person. I mean, with team. Well, he was talking about sports. So he said
Mm-hmm.
LeBron would not be considered nowhere in his greatest of all times mindset because
Mm-hmm.
LeBron had to go try to find a team. He switched teams like he switched clothes to try to
Right.
become something that he'll never be. He said all of the great ones, they stuck with where they started at and they created and they built from that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only reason that Kareem didn't put LeBron in his greatest of all times. He said Michael Jordan is the greatest of all times. Kobe could be considered the greatest. He said even himself, because he created a hook shot that nobody could ever block.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Magic Johnson, same thing. Isaiah Thomas. You have to realize when you're trying to be in this GOAT conversation, you got to be the one building the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't try to be the greatest of all time and you jumping from hood to hood. Oh, I'm a Crip today. Oh, say blood,
Yeah,
now
right.
blood. Oh, say, look out, GD. No, you're not. Say, slow down, bro. Who are you? Who are
Right.
you? What are you doing? You got to stick with that same found. You got to stick with the first time you poured that first piece of concrete down, and you got to put some more,
Mm-hmm.
put some rebar in there, hold a little bit more over here. If your team ain't winning right now, if your squad, if your business partners, y'all ain't winning right now, you got to pour it some more, put some more rebar in there. So that means you got to put some more
Right.
structure, do some more thinking, critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Put that foundation together, put some more foam boards over there so that you don't go too far out all at one time, spilling all the information all over the
Right.
place. You know what I'm saying? Without collecting more. So once you box in what you're trying to build, you build from it. A lot of people just like to hear a bunch of jibber jabber information and they not trying to find out what is the source behind it. What is the reasoning behind it? They
Mm-hmm.
just say, hey man, Joe Osteen said this right here. Well, who is Joe Osteen and where did he get his source from? What book did he get it out of? And is this book a reliable source? Is this reliable? You know, it sounds good because he can put the wordplay together like Obama. I
Right.
can make it sound good. I can put on this nice blue suit and I can talk to y'all real smooth. But what do I really stand for when ain't nobody watching? That's
Right.
integrity. That's the integrity you got to have. You can't be looking for the foul. Hey, man, he fouled me. No, play the game. When he
Exactly.
fouled you, you're going to get hit harder than that if you keep on whining. That's what my mama used to say. I'm going to give you something to cry about.
You're right.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, I remember those
yeah,
days. Yep.
mountain
yeah,
always
man.
should sound great if you're hungry until you find out what they are.
Boy. Yeah.
True.
That's the truth, man.
True.
A lot of people don't want to do no critical thinking. They feel like my answer is the right answer. Because
Right.
I said it. This my mind, this was my mind, and this is the way I'm thinking. But that's not the correct way that it should be thought out. Just because you're thinking it doesn't mean that it's great. That doesn't mean that it's the right answer. What proof do
Right.
you have on that? Where did you get your information from?
Yeah.
I ain't mean to what is that? Conversation of narcissists. Yeah, man. But I just
You're
had to
good.
get that out. Yeah, I had to get it
Yeah.
like a good Sunday sermon, man.
Yeah, but it's true. You're right.
But yeah, we got to analyze before we react, man. And that's
Yeah.
pause before responding emotionally. Take a moment to think what's really happening, what's really being said, and what are the facts.
Yeah. And
That's
also
what,
breaking down the complex issues and breaking them down into smaller parts
yeah,
to understand the cause and effect.
yeah.
Yep.
So these are ways that we are basically we are doing that strengthens our critical thinking process. So that was number 3 right there. Number
Hmm.
4, consider multiple perspectives try to see an issue from different sides, even ones you disagree with. You feel me?
Hmm.
Even the ones you disagree with, see it from that side first before you get your final answer.
Yeah.
Then this builds empathy and better reasoning. When you look from both sides, instead of just saying, hey, now you did this to me. Well, why did I do that to you?
Hmm.
What was the reasoning for me? Oh, because you just a fucked up person. Was it
But you know what? That just made me think. Women will do that, and they'll say, "Well, you just don't like because I said this, this, and that."
right?
Like, how would you know? You're not inside of my mind. You don't know why I don't like something, but
Man,
you ain't trying to find out either.
none.
Right to
Ain't
the
never
same
ain't
point.
never asked why at
Hmm.
not one point in the conversation.
Right. But they can tell you why you mad at someone or why you did this or why you don't do this. Or, it's like, how can you possibly know if you don't ask me?
I was listening to this video today on Instagram. He's the dude talking about his wife. She's Mrs. Know It All, right? She said, "Yeah, I have a great perspective on a lot of things. I do. I am very knowledgeable on a lot of things. I ain't said I know it all, but I know a lot." And he
Mhm.
said, "Well, what you want to eat right now?" What?
The answer, I don't know.
I don't know was the first thing she said. That was too funny right there, man.
Oh
I
man.
laughed so hard.
Yep.
Yeah, you so knowledgeable on all this stuff about all the things that I do wrong.
Hmm.
And that was the whole thing. She was always trying to prove him to be wrong instead of
Right.
solving if it's an issue, let's solve it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Together. Nobody wants to come up with a solution. Everybody want to talk about a problem. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Logic, you all right over there?
Oh yes, sir. Plugging in.
Yeah. So that was number 4, y'all. Consider multiple perspectives to see an
Hmm.
issue from different sides, even ones you disagree with. And this builds the empathy and a better reasoning. So
And that way
reflect.
you get the whole picture too.
Right, man, you got
You
to,
get
bro.
the
That's
whole
that's
picture.
only it's only right. You know what I'm saying? So number
Yeah.
5 is reflect on your own thinking.
Hmm.
That's like thinking before you say something.
Yeah.
You know,
Instead of what
notice
comes
when
up
you
comes
make,
out.
huh?
Instead of what comes up comes out.
Right, that
Right.
part.
Yep.
Yeah. So it says, notice when you make an assumption or jump to conclusions. Ask yourself, am I being logical or biased?
Hmm.
And most people are being biased.
Yeah.
There's no logic
It's true.
involved. Reflect
Hey,
on your own thinking. Man, this is some good stuff, man. Notice
you
when you
know,
make an assumption. Go ahead, brother.
and there's a thing. It's like nobody knows how big a fool you are until you first open your mouth. So if you don't think before you speak, everybody gonna know you're a fool. Soon as you start talking, they're like, what are you talking? Just go somewhere, sit down. Because
Yeah.
it comes out. I mean, even if you don't know about a subject, when you listen to somebody start talking about something and you don't know about it, why are you trying to get in to make a point? Because now you just sound like a fool.
What
But
I've
if you
done,
sit back and listen, You
Uh-huh.
actually learn something.
What I started
Yep.
doing, just be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Let them
I've
talk.
gotten to the I've gotten to the point now, bro, and I hear the conversation going in the wrong way, I
Hmm.
just say, all right,
Let it go.
and don't say nothing else. All right.
You're right.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of different in that category. Because I like entertainment. I will lead you so far down that road, and you're gonna sit up there and tell me what? Like this woman tried to convince me, a certified chef, that she was
Hmm.
lactose intolerant. But if I boil milk long enough, I can boil the lactose out of it.
Hmm.
And this was like a elderly white woman. She
Oh
was
my
rich,
God.
but that's what she told me. Well, if you just boil it down, because she wanted me to make her a beurre blanc.
Yeah.
If
Hmm.
I boil it long enough, I can boil the lactose out of it and she can have it. I said, yes, ma'am. So I went back there and I just gave her the beurre blanc that I already had prepared. Oh
Bro,
my
I'm
gosh,
telling
Hmm.
thank
you.
you, chef. This is
That's
so
it.
good.
That's it. Yes, ma'am. All
Yeah,
right, you right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Leave it at that, man.
yeah,
We get into a unhealthy debates way too often.
yeah.
Yes.
But number 6 says that we should get engaged in healthy debates,
Hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
meaning that discuss ideas with people who think differently, not to argue, but to understand them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got to get into these debates, discuss ideas with people who think differently, but not to argue with them, but just to understand. It challenges your thinking and strengthens your reasoning. You
Hmm.
have to challenge your thinking. You'll be the same person you were in the 7th grade if you don't challenge your own thoughts.
For real.
Yeah, you're right about
For
that.
real.
Because you'll go around this world thinking, oh man, everybody else just stupid. I'm the smartest one around here.
Yeah.
Whole time, you the dumbest one around here, and everybody else is really on their shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's nothing like talking to an old classmate that you hadn't seen since like the 8th grade. And man, I follow you on Facebook, man. I see you doing your thing. Like, yeah, maybe. Do you age? I do. I mean, but I,
Right,
I can't lie. So it's like, what you been up to? And
right,
it's like, okay,
right,
cool, because, bro, you, damn.
right.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
have you done to yourself to make
Just,
you look like that? Why you
Yeah.
look like that?
yeah. Just let
Yeah.
yourself go.
We both
Yep.
supposed to be 45. This dude looked like he clear off in his 50s.
So they got a challenge right now, right? Going with the black women done started challenging the white women, the 50 and over women, right?
Oh,
To
yeah.
do what?
To show their face, to show what a
Without
white woman
makeup?
looks like at 50 and show what a black woman looks like at 50. And y'all know who win in that race.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
We know.
Shit.
Chinese.
Yeah.
Yo, I was talking to a dude a couple of days ago. I was driving around and he was a passenger. This dude looked like he was maybe about 350, about my height,
Damn.
got diabetes, just came from Wendy's getting the
COVID.
Wendy's special for
For
him and
promotion.
his wife before he go to his dialysis appointment. And he was like, "Yeah, man, you look good for your age." He's like, "How old are you?" I said, 63. And then I was like, "How old are you?" He was in his 40s. I'm like, wow. I'm glad I don't look like what I've been through because
Like
man,
Kevin Hart,
I'd be looking
said
like
with
him.
Don Cheadle. Damn.
Yeah.
Yup.
That's what you should have said, Mike. You should have said, damn.
Hey, I didn't want to hurt the man feeling. He was on the way to dialysis. That was crazy. But I mean, he talking about, yeah, I ain't supposed to be drinking Sprite, but I got to have me a Sprite. I'm like,
I
you
got to
damn near
have it.
did. He done
Got
had
to
a
have
heart
it.
attack. I mean, in the conversation, just in the time that I was driving from point A to point B, I knew his whole life history.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, okay. But he's 20 years younger than me, but he looked like he's about at least 10 years older.
Nah, that's real.
Yeah.
Well, we put that in our bodies, man, and then we don't. You got to remember this. You put garbage in, you think
Garbage
garbage
comes out.
thoughts. You got garbage environment. All your friends are garbage, but yet and still you want positive results. And then you'll say, I'm a
It ain't gonna
positive
happen.
person.
Mm-hmm.
First thing you'll say, man, I'm a positive person. All you do is sit around and talk about people all day. You eat trash all day.
And complain.
All your friends complain. Everybody you know doing the same thing, but you a positive person. How?
Exactly.
How does that work? But the last one, y'all, we got the last one. I'm going to read the last one. It's real important. It's read and research widely. Explore books, articles, and opinions of various topics, on various topics. The more perspectives you encounter, the more critical your thinking becomes. So you know it's more than one way to skin a cat. Let's explore all of those options.
Yeah.
I just believe that, we can do better, man.
Yeah.
So, fellas, I think this was a good topic. I think it was a great topic because I did some real research. I didn't even came up with me a 7-day critical thinking challenge so I can challenge myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And I believe that, I ain't gonna say I believe. I'm gonna say I know that it's definitely gonna make me look at this whole thing that I have going on different. I'm gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
So. Excuse me. All right, man. What we get out of this one tonight, brother? Brother Logic, what you get out of this one tonight, man?
I just want to say that education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind.
Education. Man.
Say it again. Education is
not the learning of the facts, but the trending of the mind. This day and age, I know that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't care about the facts no more.
Nah.
They want everybody's mind to be in alignment with foolishness, man. That's why when you sit in that classroom all day, you don't take field trips. Remember, we were growing up, we took field trips.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, they don't take field trips. And if they do take a field trip, it's probably to the same old thing. The Martin Museum or you got to go see Dr. King or you got to see it. It's like, bro, quit giving us the history that you want us to hear and give us the real history of the fighters. The Sigourney Weavers, the Dr. W.E.B. Du Bois's, the guy Fred Hamilton. Give us some real insight on people who really stood up for something more than Dr. King and Malcolm X. You just giving us two things. You telling us our whole history is about two guys?
Right.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
Which they done tagged on so many stories about them with lies, and
they're
gonna tell us about all of it. Tell us how Martin Luther King's wife used to catch him with prostitutes.
Right.
Tell us how he was a womanizer. Like, tell me the whole truth. If you can't tell me the whole truth, don't tell me shit. Same thing when it comes to the Bible. Don't sit up there and quote me stuff if you're not gonna tell me what it is about its entirety. Eye for an eye, okay, cool. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. That's cool. What does the New Testament say about that?
Right. Mm-hmm. Something totally different.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you, man.
Well,
brother. Oh, excuse me. I yawned twice. All right, brother Mike, what you get out of this? Yeah, what you get out of this tonight, Mike?
it's a great topic, but I want to say that critical thinking is awareness in action. It's the ability to see beyond appearances.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You got to be able to see more. You got to, if you learn and you think, because most of our thinking is based on what we read, what we see, what we hear, what we experience, our core beliefs.
Right.
So if you base all of your decisions on that alone, you're going to be lost somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
So you got to see things for what they are, not just
Yeah.
take everything at face value.
I
And
promise you.
on the go out, I'm gonna say critical thinking is the art of defending your mind before the world has a chance to attack it.
Mm. Before the world has a chance to attack. Dang,
Yep.
that's bad. But say, bro, that's where it comes into the discipline at.
Yeah.
That's where we got to become disciplined, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we don't, it's like me, my discipline has really tightened up, man. I promise you, I'm not so quick to do certain things anymore.
Hmm.
That autopilot, I'm pretty much driving this flight, my plane myself, bro.
Hmm.
I was on
Oh man,
autopilot at one time. You know, at one point it's like you do this, you do this, you do this, and then you do this. Every week it's the same thing. Now I switched that up to where I'm staying disciplined and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this. I start removing
Hmm.
things from my life instead of trying to add everything.
Right.
Take away these habits first. Take away these vices first. Take away all of the things that you spend money on recklessly. Your sweet tooth,
Hmm.
your alcohol. You know, drink once a week instead of 5 times a week.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
There's little changes.
Limit the money that you give to strippers.
that all of
Yeah.
that, man.
Yep.
So I just wanted to say, man, become more disciplined in your day to day, man, and really become more aware of critical thinking before you say something. Really, just pause and be like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You might change your mind because you done tried to figure out 5 different ways that it's gonna make it right, and it's really not one.
Right.
Right.
And
Yep.
we
You come
know
to
it.
the conclusion it ain't worth it.
That part
Just to keep trying is a waste of time. So just let it go.
for real.
Mhm.
But yeah, brothers and young ladies and brothers and sisters and grandmamas and granddaddies, man, it's been a great show. Pray that y'all grab this
Yes.
information, write it down, take a look at it on repeat, man. Because a lot of these things, man, you know, I just hope we put the topic on the screen and then they go do their own research or
Right.
they
Right.
start practicing what they see, you know. Because a lot of times, brother, we'll hear something and then it's in one end and not the other
Right.
all the time.
It's true.
But it's been
But
another great
every once
show.
in a while.
Yeah. And we're going to come
Yep.
back next week with something better and greater,
Mhm.
something that we can use, man, for our day-to-days. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
y'all tune back in next Wednesday at 8:30. We're going to do this again. Go to YouTube, like, subscribe, and share. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Good one, fellas.